Hello there and welcome back to another video, and today I will be unboxing, speed building and reviewing LEGO set number 75966 Hogwarts Room of Requirements from LEGO Harry Potter. Now this set has 193 pieces. Anyway, I'm gonna start off by talking about the box. So, of course, there's the LEGO logo, the Harry Potter logo, and then you can see everything that comes in the set. And it's all displayed very nicely. And then the Wizarding World logo in the bottom corner, because these weren't to commemorate any specific film. It was just about the Wizarding World. Over on the back of the box, you can see that there's also detail on the back of the set. With the whole of the other side of the Room of Requirements. And you can also see that there are Power Blast pieces included. That's it, showing that it's a two-sided build. And you can also see that you can knock the Professor Umbridge's decrees off the wall. And that's a nice feature. And you can also see that there's a sliding panel to hide the door for the Room of Requirements. I'm super excited to get into this, so I'm not going to wait any longer. Here's everything you get inside the box. 2 numbered bags of LEGO, a 59-page instruction booklet, and of course the sticker sheet. Now I am super excited to build this, so today I am going to build this and wrap it up into a very quick speed build. Here is the completed build. Build time today was about half an hour, and let's just jump right into it. So here is Luna Lovegood, and she has just these plain black legs, the same as the other two students. Of course, one of these new style pointable wands to cast. To make her look more realistic when she's casting spells. Her torso, you can see there's the Ravenclaw stripes on the bottom and a Ravenclaw tie, and actually quite a bit of metallic printing. Because you can see there's metallic for the stripes, metallic for the tie, and some metallic for the chain holding the cork. Around the back you can see there's some more creases and metallic printing. She has quite just a subtle smiley face, and then she does have an alternate face, which is more of like a maybe shocked or interested expression, and then she does have this nice wavy hair in that nice blonde colour, and that's just a great Luna Lovegood minifigure. Here is Luna's Patronus, the hare. Now I believe this is a new mould for this set, and we haven't yet got this mould with just printing for a regular hare. But as you can see, it has these big ears, of course, and a small tail. It also has these feet, which can fit on studs, and it takes up 3 studs. Here is Hermione with the same black legs as Luna. Her torso is different because of course she is in a different house. So as you can see, there's still quite a bit of metallic printing, but this time in gold, and she is wearing a cardigan with a tie. Around the back, there is basically the same detail as on Luna, and then again one of these new pointable ones. She has quite a subtle smile. All of the characters in this set have subtle smiles, and then she has more of an angry expression on the back that's not as subtle. Her hair, I believe it's the princess hair, which I also believe is the hair that they used for Hermione in the original Lego Harry Potter sets up to 2010. Of course, before the 2018 reboot. And that's just a great Hermione minifig. And Hare Patronus is the otter. It's made out of the same plastic, and again I believe this is a new mould for this set that hasn't been in any other sets so far and hasn't come in just regular printing. So yeah, it's the same blue glittery plastic, and it's a nice mould, with the tail and the head, and just like Luna's hair, it can fit on studs, but it only takes up 2, whereas the hair takes up 3. Here is the boy who lived, Harry Potter, and he has the same black legs as Luna and Hermione, and he is also wearing a cardigan, but this time it's open, and again there's metallic printing for the tie and the stripes. Around the back I don't have to take his hair off to see. More metallic printing for the stripes and some different printing for the creases. Of course, one of these new style wands, quite, as I said before, a subtle smile, and then around the back there is more of an angry face, but that's quite subtle as well. And then his hair is actually not the same hair that they were using in the 2018 and 2019 sets. It's actually a different hairpiece, and that's just a great Harry Potter minifigure. And his Patronus is the Stag, but that didn't come with this set. It came with Expecto Patronum, which I reviewed last week, so I'm not going to review it again. Here is the Mechanical Death Eater, and the minifigure that some people don't class as a minifigure, but I'm going to class it as a minifigure anyway. So, as you can see, it has a minifigure torso, head, and a hood piece, but there is a different construction instead of legs. And that's basically because in the film it was on wheels, but unfortunately these wheels don't spin. And then there's also this, just to help it stand upright, because without it, it wouldn't be able to balance. So I'll put that back on. Around the back there is some printing for the wood, because of course it is a wooden Mechanical Death Eater, and then there is this painted circle which you saw in the movie, which I think is metallic, and then some more wood printing, and then a wand which is also made out of wood. I dread to think about what would happen to this if there was a fire. And then it has just one of these regular hood pieces, which is the same piece as they used for the Dementors. They were in last week's review. And I'll just take it off so you can see his face better. And that looks very similar to the face they had in the film, so I think Lego did a really good job with this. Now Lego actually include 2 of these pieces, which might not seem like anything special, but if I just get a minifigure, I'll take Luna for example, and you clip it into the hand, then you just press the side and it fires off. Next up is this, and this is actually a mirror, and you can see this in the film as well. Now there's various newspaper clippings, as well as 2 pictures. The first of which is of course of Cedric Diggory. Now this was in the first minifigure blind bag series for Harry Potter. It came out in 2018, and this picture actually matches him very well. And the picture underneath is a picture of the original Order of the Phoenix. But the build for this is actually quite simple. It's just a few pieces, and that is actually a sticker on the inside of a panel piece. And I've heard that people have been having trouble sticking that on, but somehow I managed to just stick it on really easily. And now we have finally moved on to the Room of Requirements. So I'm going to start off with the interior. But before I do, I'm just going to show you that these can actually be separated. So I'm going to review them separately. This is the first section, which is the first section you build. And it's kind of like a large section of the room. So first of all, there's of course these incomplete columns that you saw in the movie, and also these blue windows. Now this didn't exactly appear in the movie, but I think the designers were trying to recreate the blue light that filled the Room of Requirements, and I think if you think of it like that, it works well. And then of course there is a door, which you can fit studs on there, or you can also put a Lego key in there to open it. Although it doesn't seem very useful when you open it, because no one's going to be able to get out of that. To fix this problem, I'll just spin the whole build around, and you will see that there is a panel in the way with some stickered brickwork on it. Now this is another play feature, and it's used to show, because in the film and the books you can't see it if you don't need it. So this is hiding the door, and then you can just slide that to the side, and now you can get through. Now I have just taken this apart a little bit, just to show that there are actually these clips, and they just stop you from pulling this off, and it stops you from pulling it too far that way as well. And then if I just close this, you can't move it up or down either. I do just have one problem with this, and it's one that I'm not really sure how they could solve, but you can still see these blue windows, and in the film the outside of the Room of Requirements wasn't in blue light, but as I said, I'm not sure how they could fix that. Next up is this fireplace. Now underneath you can see of course there is a burning fire, And then there's also this nice chimney build. Now that actually activates a play feature. We'll check out what that did in just a moment. There's also this nice decoration here, which is just a few pieces, but it really does look very nice. And you'll also notice, possibly, that there's these hinge pieces up here. Now the build doesn't open up, that's just to keep it at an angle. And underneath there's also these pieces that also do the same thing. And there's also these nice columns to hold up the fire. Now around the back you can see some of Umbridge's educational decrees, and these are proclamation number 82, 30, 68 and 23. Now the play feature that I showed you the activator for over here is actually to knock 3 of the educational decrees off. It's a bit of a shame it doesn't do all 4 though. Now this is just like how in the film they all fell off the wall, but this isn't how it happened, because of course in the film Fred and George Weasley set off a load of fireworks, and a large explosion caused all of the educational decrees to fall off the wall and onto the floor. But of course in the film the educational decrees were outside the Great Hall. Now of course this can be connected to the other section of the Room of Requirements, and that is thanks to these 2 Technic pins. Now there's actually Technic holes on both sides of each build, so I'm actually now going to put it in the other side to prove that you can. And just like that, you have reversed the Room of Requirements. Although, if you want to be movie accurate, the fireplace is actually opposite the entrance, so it should be more like that. All in all, I think this is a great set. Now, I really like the 2 Patronuses, and I think they go well with Harry's Patronus. I'm a little less happy with the incorporeal Patronus, but I am happy to have some Power Blast pieces. The mirror was a nice inclusion, and I like how much the picture looks like the minifigure. The 2 play features in the building are nice, of course with the sliding panel and the educational decrees, and also it's just got a really good selection of minifigures. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.